fair is not equal. Fair does not mean equal. As a matter of fact, equal is unfair. When it comes to incomes, it comes to wealth, equal is unfair. Let me give you a metaphor for that. Let's pretend that you are in a math class and you work your tail off and you do all the homework and you pass all the tests with a 100 score, and someone else that's not as bright as you and does not work as hard as you chooses to not do the homework, and they get a 60 on the test. For the professor to walk back in and be a socialist and say everybody gets 100 because I just don't want anybody's feelings to be hurt would be unfair to the person who worked harder, was smarter, more diligent, better disciplined. It would be unfair to that person for that test scores to be equalized. Equal is, by definition, unfair. There are people that are smarter than me, more talented than me, in certain areas that our culture chooses to pay them. It's a choice to pay a musician, to pay an actor or actress, to pay a professional athlete millions and tens of millions of dollars to entertain us. And I'm a consumer of that. I go to movies. I love good music concerts and buying CDs. I've got a lot of friends in the music business. I buy books by authors that I think are fabulous writers, and I read their books. I read everything John Grisham writes. And as far as the adult stuff anyway, he writes a series for kids I'm not going to read. But so if John Grisham gets rich by selling me a bunch of books and you a bunch of books because we all like his writing, he should not be penalized for that. He helped us, he entertained us, he lifted us. If Tom Cruise or Nicole Kidman or Brad Paisley or name any other name in any of Peyton Manning, Archie Manning, if any of these people become wealthy because we choose to pay ticket prices or purchase products that are associated with them, that's our choice to do that as a society. And they have obviously provided us some entertainment. They've provided us some education, some lift. They've provided our souls some music to wallow in. Whatever it is. But if somebody sells 10 million records or 10 million books and someone else sells 2 records or 2 books, it is unfair for their incomes to be equal. Well, the little man's not on an even playing field. Yeah, we are on the even playing field. In the sense that you're all free, in the sense that you get to do whatever you want to do. There are some of us that have more barriers than others, and some of us have more physical and mental and actual talent than others. But the more talented has always gotten paid more than the less talented. Well, that's not fair. Yes, it is fair. It would be unfair for it to be otherwise. Why would you want to watch someone play the violin who's not good at it versus watching a virtuoso and paying $200 a ticket for the opportunity? Well, they ought to give their services away for free, says you. You see, the problem is we've got a bunch of whiners in our culture. A bunch of little wusses. The culture has become sissified. It's ridiculous. And everybody's afraid somebody's going to get their little feelings hurt. And everybody's running around trying to get their little feelings hurt all the time. And that enters into this political discussion and this economic discussion of wealth. Because most people that are wealthy in North America, statistically, about 9 out of 10 that are wealthy in America, 9 out of 10 millionaires, as an example, started with nothing and became millionaires. Now, when you get to billionaires, it drops to about 70% are first generation. 30% inherited some money. But 7 out of 10 billionaires started with nothing, like Oprah. Started with nothing. Now, if you do a half-butt local cable access show, you should not get paid what Oprah gets paid. When Oprah was doing the Oprah show during the week, the woman had a work ethic that would put most of you people in the hospital. And she's brilliant. She's a brilliant businesswoman. She's brilliant on the camera. You may not agree with her. You may not agree with her political views. I don't always. I got in an argument with her on her own show. But that doesn't matter. She's brilliant. And she has a work ethic that's absolutely freaking incredible. She's Oprah. She's Mother Nature. Let's give it a break here, people. Give it up for her. She's awesome. And for her to make more than somebody doing Wayne's World on community access, that's how it works. It would be unfair for your wealth to be equal with hers. She works harder. She's got more talent, more business savvy, all in one package, and has become a billionaire, starting from literally nothing. And those stories are all over America. So this idea that everybody's worried about wealth equality, well, it's just not fair. Yes, it is. You see, I was in St. Petersburg, Russia, just a little while back on a vacation, and it was interesting to me how many capitalists are in Russia. They're all over the street. Sell you anything, baby. All on the down low, all the black market. It's not part of the, quote, above-board economy. But capitalism is what happens when you leave people alone. And the person who hustles and grinds and works and has more talent will always come out with more than the person who sits on their butt and sits around scratching their ear and says, well, life's not fair, woe is me. You do reap what you sow. We do live in a cause and effect universe and society. And that's okay that Peyton Manning has more money than me. And that Brad Paisley makes more playing a guitar than I will ever make because, frankly, I'm not any good at the guitar. And I'm proud for Brad, and I'm proud for Peyton, and I'm proud for Oprah. I hope they make even more, because I enjoy the products that they put out. So stop your whining and your envious stuff, America.